cancel if you don't want to see it.
How do I close it?
Oh yeah, good question. There's a close button there, but the mouse is captured, so I don't know if you can actually click it.
Oh, okay. I see.
So yeah, it's kind of simulating the tilt control of the VR device with the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's kind of not super accurate.
Still seem to be moving around when the mouse isn't even moving. Backing up a little bit.
Okay. So there's something going on there with the drifting.
But now I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, it seems like it's happening more when you look down towards the ground.
Oh yeah. Looking down makes you drift backwards. So does looking up, though.
So, like, there's definitely some obvious things to. I mean, like the thing is pretty dark. There's really no lighting. There's some animation issues. But really, I guess what I kind of wanted to figure out was, like, gameplay wise, what could make this more fun. Like, what elements could possibly be sort of like the root gameplay mechanic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Is there also options to like run, reload controls for that?
Yes. I think you can reload with R. And I think you could run with Shift. Although I don't know if the keyboard mappings are set up right because it was targeting the gamepad first and foremost. I had to write some like compatibility code to get this to even run right, because before you couldn't even like control it. The mouse wasn't working. Got that code updated and then packaged it up and put it in Google Drive for you. so it's hot off the presses. Oh. Check. Oh, let me check here real quick. Mapping. Emulate access keys button. Z does something, X does something, C does something, and B does something. It looks like one of them was crouch, because you're crouched down now.
Give me any ammo.
Like your gun doesn't stop reloading. It's the V button. Oh, you're dead now. Yeah, the V button is or the V key is the reload button.
Okay.
So, the game elements in place right now that I was thinking about so far was You get points, and you use those points to buy doors and ammo and guns. Um,
Okay.
you're like reinstalling it.
I did something last time and it stopped shooting.
Okay. I'll have to look into that.
There are also other guns in the game.
Yeah. So like I was saying a minute ago, the purchase system should be working. So if you have enough points to open the door on that building, you can go in and get a shotgun off of the wall. One thing I was thinking would be like, was just like maybe you don't even start with guns. Maybe you start with like a screwdriver or something, and you have to try to find something better. Like I was thinking about maybe having more of like a, a sort of rudimentary crafting system where you have to go and find like different parts and then you put them together and make like a lawnmower or something for to use as a weapon.
Okay, C is to buy doors. There's a question in the chat that says, does that jump just teleport you up to a certain height? So when I press Z, I jump. Chris, are you there? Yeah, I think that's from me alt-tabbing in and out. Check, check. Yeah, that was weird. I fixed it.
So you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused because my record settings, where it shows your recording devices, there was like no level indicator on the microphone.
Yeah, as I was trying to turn down just the VR Zombies volume, it accidentally muted some other volumes for some reason.
Alright, I'm gonna put a note in here. Jump. Jump. Teleport bug. I'm just gonna call it that.
Yeah, it's not super responsive either. That's why I keep pressing it, because it's like it misses every other keystroke, even if I space them out. Sometimes it misses 3.
So buying doors, buying weapons, and also I wanted to implement ladders, so you should be able to go up ladders now too.
Okay, I'll check that out. This is a game that Kamos, Chris is making, and I am just like playing it, bug testing, and checking it out. Try to collaborate, have some other ideas.
I'll post the Android build in the channel.
Yeah, it's a VR game on Android. This is what you like for the development build to test it.
So let's see, the lighting definitely needs some help.
It's weird that if you're looking up at a ladder, it won't let you climb it. You have to be looking straight ahead.
Yep, I see that. There seems to be a lot of weirdness around looking up and down. Is what I'm noticing.
Well, other than just unlocking places, unlocking doors and stuff to get more guns, you could have like areas that you unlock to hit some sort of checkpoint or like a random bonus points.
Okay, some like arcade elements, maybe.
Because to me it feels like, especially with the score system or the points already, like a pretty, like an arcadey feel. I think it'd be cool to see points come up on the screen as you're shooting.
Well, because it is VR, initially at least, I wanted to try and make it more immersive, so I kind of went for like a minimal UI.
Oh, okay.
If we did that though, I mean that's definitely doable. Throwing up like the points as you shoot.
I'm just throwing out ideas. You know, I don't expect you to use any of them. Just take whatever you like.
Yeah, it's a Unity engine.
Is that a bug due to Unity and the Unity engine to the third power? Maybe that's not an actual bug in the programming or anything.
I'm not sure if it's still a bug, but it's definitely something going on. I think it might have to do with the way I have the camera controls connected to the actor.
don't know if there's any way to do that, but like if it's more immersive, is there any way to make you see blood when you get hit by a zombie, or
Yeah, that would
maybe
be cool.
an
Like it does do
objective is
does
to
do like a
like
red flash.
get through so many areas and get out of the area altogether onto, well, I guess that would be late. I don't really know.
That could be cool. Yeah, something to some kind of objective based thing, timer based thing, where you have to do X, Y, and Z within a certain limit. Maybe it's not even a hard time limit. It's just like if you don't do it within that time, it just gets too hard because there's too many zombies or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that I do notice is I need to run it in windowed mode so it actually captures the mouse. If I run it in full screen, then it doesn't capture it. And if it becomes uncaptured when I alt-tab, then it causes issues. But I don't seem to be moving anymore on my own.
Probably just the desktop player, windowed mode. I think there was some notes in there, Unity release notes about mouse capture changing a little bit from the previous versions. But I'm sure it's something that's easy to fix.
Okay, that'd be nice, because I can't alt-tab out to do anything else, so I just have to close it and start it again. If I want to adjust volume levels. Another idea is maybe there's a special zombie that comes out at the end of a round, or at the end of every so many rounds. It's worth more points, but harder to kill, or, you know, something.
Yeah, that's possible. Maybe some special abilities. Or just as a preview of what new stuff is gonna be unlocked. New types of zombies. I have limited resources to work with in terms of zombie models and stuff. So that's one thing that is kind of a restriction right now. But it's a cool idea. I'm not sure I'm totally sold on this whole kind of like round-based gameplay. I was kind of thinking it might be better to get away from the whole Call of Duty zombies kind of play style, and I mean it works well for the console. It kind of lends itself to like the hardcore, rack up as many kills as you can get in the first-person shooter kind of thing, but I don't know if it necessarily makes sense on a VR platform. Like instead of the rounds, what if it was more kind of interactive, story-based? Maybe some kind of narration, a backstory, and then like objectives based on the story.
Yeah, that sounds better if you're wanting to go to like make it more immersive. And it needs some sort of narrative or story. You start in one section of the map and make your way through various other sections.
Ideally, there would be no like UI at all. Like there would be no heads-up display or anything. Because those, not only are those kind of a pain to deal with in VR, but they also kind of mess with your peripheral vision.
Yeah, because you have to keep looking up in the corner to see it.
When I had the headset down there and you were checking it out, were you using the gamepad with, or was it the one-handed one with a single analog, or was it the dual analog? I forget.
I think it's just the one-handed one.
Okay. The other thing I did for this was I tried making it like a dual analog, but in a way it kind of makes it a little bit harder because it makes it more like a console control where you move with the left analog and aim with the right analog. But in the VR version, your tilt control and stuff on your head means that you can look independently of where you're aiming, which sounds cool in theory, but to actually play like that, it's kind of weird. So I don't know. It might be better to just stick with the single analog for that.
If there's no point system, how would you get your new weapons? You just have to know where to find them.
Well, there's yeah, I guess so. Like if it wasn't point based, it would just be picking them up as you find them, kind of I guess more of like a Resident Evil style gameplay.
Okay. Did you add like some sort of puzzle to get past obstacles instead of like a point thing? Yeah, thanks for the link to the third power. Definitely check that out.
So yeah, probably. The puzzles are, I don't know. I think the puzzles, like in the latest Resident Evil game, they kind of dialed back on the puzzles and stuff a lot. Like there was still some puzzle elements in it, but it was more focused on just, I think, jump scares and stuff. Which obviously, if you're you're not gonna have that level of realism on a phone.
Right, of
So,
course.
so that might be kind of a limiting factor. But so what it seems like there's a lot of delay between rounds. To me, anyways. Like
Yeah.
it does ramp the difficulty ramps up, and also the number of zombie spawns ramps up with each new round, but feels like it starts out really slow. Maybe it's just that they walk until they like detect you, um, and then they start running. So maybe it's just that they're like shambling and stuff at the beginning. I think that the shotgun is on the second floor in that building. Like you have to go up the ladder. I don't remember how many points it is. Um, oh no, so yeah, not that ladder. Go back to the other building, and it'll be like inside the door, up the ladder inside. You've got friends.
Welcome back. It's a great pleasure to announce here at JW.
football damage. It's always fun to see people like react to this, because when they see it running on their phone, they're like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen on my phone." And then when they see the same game running on the desktop, they're like, "What is this? This is so bad graphically." Yeah, that's why we target that platform. Oh, you might have enough for the shotgun now. So go in that through that door, and then inside there's a ladder.
$7.50.
Oh, is that how much the shotgun is?
Mhm.
Oh man, that's expensive. But it seems like at the rate you get points, it would be pretty hard to do that before you actually run out of ammo, huh?
Yeah.
The animation is funny. It's like human detected, squat. Yeah, I think it would be really cool to get more story-driven gameplay elements and environment interaction. Like, just less arcade feel.
Maybe there's a radio up in that tower that you need to get to contact someone, you know, for an instruction. You basically you're stuck here, or I don't know, it would have to tie into the origin somehow. But
Yeah, yeah. That would be good. Or what if the level started? I mean, it doesn't even have to be this level, but say if you were just like in a house, and now keep in mind you're wearing a VR headset, so you're totally in the setting. So say you start out, you're in a house and all the lights are off, and so it's like super dark, darker than this even, and you can see like the moonlit outline of, you know, whatever little light comes through the window. And so the first thing you have to do is just figure out like how to replace the light bulb or something. But in the meantime, while you're like fumbling through the house, you're hearing, the sounds of creepy stuff happening outside. Um, that would sort of set the mood for the creepy vibes. And then it could start to, once you get the lights turned on, then you'd start to like see stuff in the house, photo frames, and kind of start to build the backstory a little bit about who the person is and they, why you're there, because this is your house, right? So like, kind of go around and inspect things, and then something needs to happen. So basically, initiate the the action, but it should really be more of a natural kind of flow from the events that are happening, right? Like it shouldn't just be like start the game, zombies in your face, shoot, find a gun.
Right.
Dude, it didn't give you the shotgun.
Didn't?
Oh, there it is. It was still showing the pistol. How do you like that sound effect?
That's pretty good.
Intense, like kadoosh. Actually, that one is even tamed down. I had a more extreme one initially, and I was like, this is too much.
It may just be my headset or my computer, but the volume was way high, and I have to keep adjusting it every time I start it.
Okay. Like the volume level changes between, like after you restart it.
Right. It just every time it starts out really loud, so I have to go through and change it in the volume mixer.
Okay.
Any of these containers explode or do anything when you shoot them?
Not yet, no. The barrels are going to.
Well, it shouldn't just let you keep your gun and keep firing after you die.
Yeah, that's definitely a bug. Also, like, you're still standing.
Yeah. I'm all good. I could take this forever.
Yeah.
You guys are wimps. Are you slapping me?
Can't hang. Red Kool-Aid. This is the other thing that I think that a story-driven gameplay would kind of eliminate is there was like 3 different spawns of the exact same character model, and I think if the zombies are less frequent, then we can maybe get more use out of the the character models. Like use them more wisely, because nothing breaks the immersion quite so much as having like a bunch of completely duplicate zombies standing right in front of you.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta deal with what you have available while you're developing. That's understandable. I think a pretty cool narration would be like start out you like wake up basically in one of these houses, farmhouse or whatever, and um, you hear the ambience and the creepy noises, and you like turn on the radio or the TV or something. They're like, there's a zombie outbreak, evacuate immediately, etc., etc. You're like, oh, I gotta go find someone. Like, I gotta go find my daughter or my wife or unspecified significant other. You're like making your way through the threat zone of the map to uh, maybe get past other obstacles to
So
rescue them.
safe zone and then threat zone and then safe zone and then threat zone, kind of like flipping back and forth.
But just because there needs to be some sort of goal other than just run around and kill zombies.
Yes. That is true. I like that idea. Yeah, so this is pretty simple demo. It's 3 hard-coded spawn points. Um, they spawn a semi-random increasing number of zombies that correlates to the round. The zombies' life also increases relative to the round. So number of zombies plus their difficulty. And you just run out of ammo until you find more. But if we got rid of the UI for the clip and ammo and point system, then I think you'd still have to have something like an inventory, maybe inventory screen.
I think it's cool when games indicate that without the need of a HUD. So maybe maybe one of the buttons you just like reach down and grab another weapon, and it lets you cycle through your weapons, and some sort of ammo indicator on the weapon itself.
Yeah, I've seen that done in like Halo does that, right?
Yeah,
Shows like the number of bullets.
Halo, Dead Space. I guess like that's kind of like a futuristic type setting though. It doesn't lend itself well to realism, but could still be immersive even if it's, you know, doesn't have to have realism. Just a note to the chat and to everybody else. The game isn't actually frozen right now. It's just paused because the window's not capturing my mouse and I click outside of it. So if I go back and click back into it, it's still going.
Oh man, that dead grass looks so much like the grass in 7 Days to Die.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that.
This guy's passing is having him run straight at a wall that he can't get through to kill me. Shoot him right through the wall. A little bit of a collision bug.
Yeah.
Oftentimes at the end of rounds, the pathing or the AI of the zombies cause them to get stuck somewhere, and that's what's causing the really long pauses in between rounds.
Yeah. That's a problem. The nav agents are not really super great about figuring out when they're stuck on something. Like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's a pole.
Can't get me. Can't get me. Can't get me.
Can't see me. I'm hiding.
How many times is it gonna let me get hit before it kills me?
Um, I don't think it's a set number of times. That has to do with, I don't know.
They can just run straight through the fence, which is weird.
It has to do with like the round, like how strong they are, because they get stronger, and so each time they hit you, they take up a certain percent of your health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in development for Android, but we're testing it on Windows. You're gonna have to show me how you get the comments to pop into the stream like that. That's pretty neat. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I noticed it wasn't happening at the very start of the stream because I didn't have that source on top of the scene. It was buried below. Yeah, I'll show you. I was looking into that and other things I can do to just improve my stream in general. Have you had to pause and reload the stream at all? That's like buffering.
I did at first, but not since
Okay.
then.
I adjusted the bit rate right after that, so it's probably more stable now. Hi Kato92, welcome to the chat. Hammer's Edge as well, welcome to the stream.
So, got some notes so far. Yeah, I guess more important than just the random glitches and stuff is just the kind of ideas.
Just overall direction.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like the idea of like waking up in a farmhouse and then we have like some creepy ambient noise outside and it's, you know, like you kind of just get plopped in and you have to figure out what to do. And so you go start clicking on stuff in the house and you figure out you can turn on the TV and then you hear the news report that there's been a zombie outbreak. And then should there be a
Oh, I'm dead.
the zombies are unforgiving. Should there be like a kind of like a quest system? Like before you do something, it like tells you you need to go do this, or should it just be like kind of like a natural discovery kind of thing? Like it doesn't tell you what to do, you just do what you want and happen to trigger the quest system just implicitly to move to the next part.
Yeah, quest system's a good way to give a sense of direction. I think it's hard to do that without implementing it into the HUD some way. Just because earlier you said you were trying to eliminate the HUD completely, or you have as least amount of interface as possible. Because if you weren't doing that, I'd say definitely add a HP bar of some sort, because that would be missing from the interface. Hammer's Edge wants to know if the game was always going to be free on the Play Store, or when it's finished in development, if it'll be monetized.
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. For the foreseeable future, it will be. Definitely throughout development and into the beta. But who knows?
You have like a Twitter or a blog that they can follow to find out when it's finished in development?
I do.
Yeah, me too, Hammer's Edge. It's not even... there's not very many VR games available yet. This is still like new territory, but obviously on the Windows engine it doesn't look as good as Chris was saying earlier, but I previewed it with his VR headset, and it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how big the difference is. Just it's not necessarily that it looks that much better, but it's just kind of like it wraps around. The perspective is different, so you're. It's actually kind of causes some anxiety because when the guys come up, from your right side and pop into your peripheral vision, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, kind of like the same way looking at a 360-degree photo, and there's something that pops out on the other side of the photo or something.
Thanks. These are actually assets from the asset store, Unity asset store. But yeah, they did a pretty good job. So when the character has to go, maybe before they go to find the significant other, like he suggested, maybe they. So there's no UI, preferably for the quest system. So maybe it's kind of just like a verbal quest system. Like the narration of the character is what tips you off as to what to do next. So it's like you turn on the TV, you see like the news broadcast. There's a zombie outbreak, and then the character's like narrating or talking to himself basically and saying, "Oh no, I have to do this or that, but first I better go and find a weapon or get some tools or something like that." I don't know.
He's like, I need to protect myself. There's a fade in before the game just launches up, and he starts the narration, setting the tone, kind of like a look back, just like real quick sentence like, I woke up that day feeling more sore than usual, and I never knew that this would be the day that this all happened. And then you like wake up, and then you hear the radio, and then fade into the game. Some more backdrop. Uh, maybe inversely, he could be like, instead of looking for a significant other, or doing that, then he just no, he starts in one of these buildings and like a factory or something. He's like pissed off, like, these zombies, not in my workplace. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
And it just goes all berserk.
Dude goes postal. It's kind of a small map. I would like to get the factories and stuff and maybe take them out and then just put in like a farmhouse or something. That would be better to start off with.
That kind of setting would also lend itself to like the anxiety and like feeling alone. It's like a remote location. Can't immediately go somewhere for help. You're pretty much all you got. The zombies must be stuck somewhere.
That's what it seems like. So yeah, I'm thinking some kind of happy medium between like The Walking Dead, the Telltale games, and Call of Duty zombies. Somewhere between those two things.
Have you thought at all about branching paths or story decisions and like different gameplay options? Or you go into this room and it locks you out of this room. You can't get this gun on this playthrough, or can't save this person on this playthrough.
No, not really. It's an interesting idea. It's certainly possible, although it's not an open world, so it does kind of limit that in a certain extent because you can't just go anywhere at any time. But within the level, right, there could be, like you say, like you make certain choices and that affects the outcome, or maybe it affects where you go to next.
Right, instead of getting this quest objective that it would normally give you, then you get a different objective instead.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd also be really interesting to see how it would work if you could do some kind of procedural generation of a storyline that would take a seed value and then, so the events and everything that happen are sort of pseudo random. Not sure how that would be done, but
Just gliding all over the place. Spawned inside the building and it couldn't figure out how to get out.
Zombie's so confused. He had it. So initially, those street lights actually were lights. They were actually light sources. I had to disable them just for performance reasons, because they're at least in Unity 5.2, they were slowing down the phone to where it was dropping frames like crazy.
Well, I can't really think of anything else. I've been streaming it for almost an hour and a half, so maybe come back and do another stream sometime later. Discuss it some more.
Yep, I got a lot of good ideas. I think I'm going to kind of start from not totally from scratch, but change it up and work on some more like story elements and you know the little things like the collision bugs and the the physics bugs and stuff. That's always going to be easy to fix relatively, but I don't want to focus on that much so much until I get the kind of essence of the game boiled down to what it's actually going to be. So cool.
Right. Just to kind of finish up this video, that was Christopher's game that he's working on for VR on the Google Play Store. His window. Trying to change the source real quick. Do window capture. So this is his coding blog, ds-code.net. You can look for updates there for when it goes into full release, and maybe we'll post these videos up there as well or something. You can kind of follow the progress.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
Yep.